as an operator, what is the best approach to open up their digital assets? Is it by signing up with a modern aggregator, or do you think that they should have their own platform?
Should I start? So, you know, when I started with my career, I did user interface development. So user interface development, then there were different user interfaces around, like graphical user interfaces for Windows and GEM and so on. And then there was the approach, can't we have a common surface on that so that we can develop software just independent from the user interface? The answer was yes, but it was not good. so because the user interfaces on the different devices were always a step ahead regarding the common layer which had been there. So I think if an operator thinks about that, he always should think about his own assets and how opening up his own assets rather than to rely on a common layer. I think that is a learning which I have taken.
So if they go off aggregator, operator would be stuck with what aggregator has to offer. So if aggregator has messaging and operator has charging, LBS, and so many other services to expose, that operator will be stuck in that situation where you can't open up because your aggregator doesn't have the services. So going with your own API management service, which you own, and you can time out the releases of APIs depending on your market requirements and your priorities. That would be the most flexible and business-oriented way. That's what I feel.
Also, I think there's a new wave of companies that are coming in a way, camouflaging them as aggregators called API managers. And what they say, okay, why don't you connect to me? And I will actually, now you are running an API management platform. I think there are two key deficiencies in that. Number one is that you are going into a commoditization of the APIs where, what is your advantage of being an API manager? Because your competitor will have the same set of APIs that are being exposed, where the developers, you are not differentiating yourself. So that's number one. Second thing is, I think what Harsha mentioned is also important, where you will actually go to the basic common denominator of the aggregator. You may have a way that you can actually do location-based services, but also you will be able to have a certain amount of subscriber profiling into those location-based services. But if the aggregator is only providing you location-based services, you will not be able to expose the subscriber profiling for that particular location. So then what happens is you will go to the most basic layer. So I think that's where the new so-called API managers, aggregators are way short of what the real API ecosystem can bring. So for an operator, API ecosystem is what is very key.
Adding to that point, Dinesh, I think another point probably is that the aggregator owns the developer community. If you have your own platform, you as an operator, you would own the developer community.
Right. So what are you, I think we're very interesting, right? If you look at what are you opening up? You're opening up the subscriber base, some information, some of those digital assets, so you can monetize that and provide subscribers with enhanced services and applications. Now you go with a common aggregator, what do? You actually give your subscriber base information through the common aggregator, but then the developers that are building on that are not your developer community, it's the aggregator developer community. So that's where another disadvantage of going with a common aggregator.